Hello, I'm John Joe. Welcome to Line War. Today we have a 2v2. You can see how they've started their picking phase. We've got red team who are pretty much going for the economy and orange team who are going mostly for the energy route in this game. So we have the starting point for OscarGrouch here, and I assume orange is going to start around this area and this area, which is how they've done that. It is Zito that we are waiting for just in the bottom corner here, which I assume is going to start here. There we go. He's set up now. And he is going to be probably taking all that territory there and that one. So when you're in a situation like this, you own this whole island. I probably wouldn't pick every single territory here. Maybe the ones in the water if you want to, but, you know, just pick 2, maybe 3 or 4, you know, and move your infantry up to take over the rest afterwards. That's probably how I'd do that, because it's only a little island anyway. And to be fair, you do have some more of the island to capture, but you could probably save on a bit of territory here, because you don't want so much infantry there. You could have some more money to try and cross this water instead. Just as a thought, something I've been thinking about recently, I'm not saying I'm right or he's wrong. He's going to still need to take over this territory, but if you're starting on a small island, it might be better to do it that way, especially in general. So they're going for defensively placed navy there, so then come around this way instead of being on this side. Over here it looks like OscarGrouch is going for Air Force. So far he's setting up his movements now. He's got some navy stuff going on. He also has that territory there to have the energy well set up straight away, which is a really good idea, to be fair. Normally I don't say so, but he's going to need the energy. Over on this side we have, I think this is fantastic. Yeah, so Fantastic is going for 2 airfields and then eco. So they're going to be good. They've got an energy well over in the water here and another one coming up here. I think that's probably too much invested in energy too early. Maybe. But they are going for a lot of eco and air units. So who knows. Over here, to be fair, I just switched when I shouldn't have. There we go. We got 3 barracks and a factory. So I'm assuming this player is going to be TheWatcher. Is going to be trying to board over here, literally just try an invasion across the water here. And right now we've got him trying to capture his own territory. I'm going to speed up the gameplay for a bit so that we can get to the actual engagements. I'm going to turn off the fog of war for a bit so we can see everything that's going on. Over here we have the infantry just moving across the water sections. They're going towards this city down here. I have noticed that cities have changed quite nicely, but this one has only 2 industries, whereas some others, like this one down here, we've got one there, and then we've got 1 industry here, here, and here. This one has 5, which takes a lot longer to get to the city, but will have a lot more economy in the long run. Red has crossed the water, and I don't think Fantastic minds that much. Red is digging in, and the boats are still coming across. So Red is seriously trying to hold the ground here, and he can't take over this territory while the enemy's there, so he's just going to try and hold this position and try and defeat these units. They're going in for the kills right now. I don't think the units here have had time to repair, so these are going to be damaged infantry, but they are defended. And now that they're coming in through the side, I don't think Red's going to be able to take or stay in this area for long. The green player here did make the right decision to go full force and stop Red from getting a foothold in this section. But Red has moved and is moving to the top here. He's going to collect these units and probably send them maybe here or here, I would have thought. So what are the other players doing? Right now we got some submarines on the field, and Blue is down here. Zito is trying to capture some territory here, knowing that they're going to be low on energy, has just produced a power plant. So that will be wise. That will be quite advantageous for him later. Especially when he doesn't have access to any energy. And he's going to need a lot in this game. Over here we got some aircraft coming across from green player straight into this section. I'm assuming... Oh, they're the bombers. I was going to say they're the other ones. They're transport jets. They're ones for commandos. But... they are moving the bombers across straight into this section. They probably will spot this airfield, but the airfield has interceptors on it, which is actually quite a smart move, to be fair. Not a lot of people would have used interceptors at the beginning. They would have gone for strikers or offensive units, but in this type of map where it's either Navy or air units that people start off with, going for interceptors is probably quite a wise decision. He's got 3 interceptors right now, and he's got a bomber coming as well, so he's got 2. He's going to have quite a nice diverse army, and it looks like the green player has actually done the same. He's got some interceptors coming up as well, and they're going to be searching the area for the other interceptors. The only difference is Fantastic does have more airfields, but it looks like at this point less interceptors. But that probably will change very soon. Over here, it looks like OscarGrouch is just trying to slow down the enemy's progress on capturing their own island. We've got another power plant here because they're going to definitely need it. We've got some ships moving across to capture these territories down here. What are you doing? We haven't seen you for a little while. He's just capturing some territories in the water. He's building up some transport boats. And that seems to be the majority, but there are some trade routes on this island. This is probably going to be quite a good island for some eco. We've got a city and some trade routes, some extra places, and blue is trying to board down here. I did not spot that happening. But they are stopping that from happening there, and we have another airfield coming down. Interceptors and bombers in this area. One interceptor about to get chased down over here, but it looks like they decide to pull away as he lands. So those interceptors are going to fly over to this section here. And I'm going to turn on all commands for a bit. Let me know what you want me to do in the future. Do you want to see all the commands going on? Do you want to see no commands? Because there's no commands, we just see the white lines. I always like the white lines. I think this is how I prefer it, but for a bit I'm just going to play it like this, with everyone's commands. There we go, the Watcher over here is sending over some units straight over here to defend his ally. Probably just have a foothold down here and push in with some boats across this small gap or something. Up over here, it looks like something was going on here and they've stopped it. I assume they tried to board, like I said, with the units over there, but they're bringing the units down instead now. The Navy units are going to be advancing to capture some extra territories. But I think for now, the battles have slowed down. All players are just going to prepare for what their next moves are going to be. So I want to have a quick look at the eco, because I think that Bravo team is probably going to have the higher eco, especially in the long run. Not Bravo team, Alpha team will have the higher eco in the long run, but in the short term I think Bravo team's going to have the higher eco. So we've got 720 from Fantastic. We'll go to Watcher, who has 589. Going to Zito, we have 560. There we go. And 550. So yeah, it looks like Bravo team are having a lot more territories which are contributing to their eco right now. But it could also be the way they've done their eco, because we see some economy structures over on these sides, on both sides of the map, so there is a bit of balance going on there. But I just think that Bravo team has a lot more territory at the minute. So Alpha team is going to have to make some moves quite soon if they're going to try and progress further. There we go, we have the bit of the engagement there. It looks like these units are just going to sit and wait over here for a bit. They might get spotted by these aircraft that are coming in. And it looks like Red's trying to make some plans over here to try and push across through into the other islands. We have an aircraft that's gone down just here, and an interceptor's about to return home as it's getting shot down by SAM units. One missile's going, it went to a different one. So that interceptor is going to make it out there. But that bomber, I don't know if it will. It's getting chased down by interceptors. It does go down, unfortunately, for Oscar. But at this point in the game, it looks like we are just waiting for Bravo team to push on against Red, which Red has just dropped in some units onto their island. It does get spotted by an interceptor. Will they respond in time for them to stop this attack here? We already have noticed it. They are moving in. I can't imagine that they're going to have too much problems with 4 units coming in right now. But these 4 units are probably just there to try and scout out the area. We've got some more units just coming round. They're going to come over to this section. Cruisers are moving around in the waters over here, so they will likely get spotted. And those bombers are moving over the waters just here, cutting across straight into the base over here, which has not a lot of anti-air. There's 4 SAM, which might be enough to take out 1 or 2 of these. But there is an interceptor that could take off as well, and it looks like we've got commandos getting ready to jump across. Those cruisers don't seem to notice the transports coming in. Oh, they do. I was wrong. Spoke too soon. They're moving across now to try and stop those transports. That's going to be some free kills if they catch any units in those boats. Over here, it looks like 1 aircraft might go down, but they are targeting the SAM unit as a priority, and it looks like there is now no anti-air in that section of the land. Over here, the cruisers, I don't think managed to get any of the transport boats. Maybe 1 of them, actually, because there was 3 over in this section. I know there's 3 now, but this one came from that way. We have that there that's being destroyed now. Is that a misclick, or I'm not sure. Maybe it's because the cruisers are in the area. And we have the Blues bombers that are coming straight back to the airfields from a deleted line. Getting caught by some of those ships, but I think they're going to do alright. The energy well is attempting to be sniped here, but there's only 4 units, but the aircraft are the real threat in this section. But unfortunately there are 5 SAM units and some interceptors already flying in the area, which is some pretty good preparation there with the interceptors. They do cost a lot of energy, so I do wonder if we just take a look at their energy usage. It doesn't seem too bad. I mean, some of the aircraft are moving away, but they do have 3 energy wells, as we can see by 30 storage. So the cruisers and Blue's Navy are just building up over here. I can imagine that Blue is struggling with his energy. Let's have a look. Actually, he's got quite a lot, to be fair. How many power plants does they have? 5. They've got 5, yeah, still the same. So they actually have no energy wells. They are running literally just off of power plants, which is going to be quite struggle to keep up actual battles. And now Red is trying to push through Green's defense right now, with some more units coming in to back up the area. But I don't really think they're going to be doing too much damage there. They just really want to take out this energy well. They are pushing through, but it's the artillery over here being blocked by these infantry. These are all going to add up to keeping this energy well alive. We don't have that transport jet anywhere right now. I did see it getting built. Did he decide not to build it in the end? And we have a rocket. There we go. Right in position to take out Yellow's pretty much entire army. That is exactly where he's sending all of these units into this one location. If they fire a rocket there, that's going to be a lot of wasted economy. The interceptors are flying over. They're the ones that are going to try and take out this energy well. We have an artillery there just right at the front lines on his own. And all of those SAMs took out that interceptor with one foul swoop. And the interceptors are going to take off the other one, taking it out as well. Trading out probably just one interceptor there. There we go. It goes down. There we go. There is a transport jet. He's using that to fly around other places. I didn't actually see where that came from or went from, but he's definitely using it somewhere. So we must have commandos in. We've got a blue line here. There doesn't seem to be any commandos there. He must have already attacked it. It's on fire. And green has defended it. So These commando plays can be very important when it comes to actually winning this battle. So I'm going to put it in ×2. I'm probably going to keep it there for a while. And we'll just see what this game comes out like. We have some more transport boats up here. They're just going to try and capture some extra territories from behind. And they've got their navy moving in towards the south just to capture some more territories. But they will be moving up forward eventually towards this section by the looks of it. This could be someone else's command, but I'm just saying that's what I think is going to happen. The bombers are coming in straight over this army, or navy, which probably isn't effective. There's quite a few anti-air in the waters here, and they're probably going to respond with some interceptors. Yeah, they're coming in from here. But it could just be to check out the size of the navy. It looks like they're going home already, but they've lost 2. It seems like a lot of these players are going for more defensive plays. They're focusing on their energy supply, and they're pretty much keeping more interceptors than attacking units. And we saw some commandos get dropped in, but where are they? Green team also has commandos in play, and they're coming over to try and take over this one territory over here, which has actually been missed. No one's claimed this territory here right now, which will make it just that little bit easier for green to get that territory as well. So I'm going to push forward a bit more. Yellow team doesn't seem content to attack yet, which I think if they did, they'd find that the enemy is pretty vulnerable right now, other than this nuke. So I think they could just try and get away with some transport boats, maybe put in some navy here to defend the area. But it looks like we're going to have a bit of a naval engagement over here. Trying to check out anywhere else on the map. We've got some more commandos coming in here. It looks like red team has noticed these commandos and are going to be moving in soon with some aircraft as well. Down in this section, yellow is just trying to push them away. Blue did not feel like engaging there. Over in the north, those commandos did not survive against the interceptors. They're quite good at detecting stealth units. So even though those commandos are stealthed, the interceptors can pretty much just see right through it. But we do have another territory being claimed right here, which has now just been noticed. The nuke went off and I missed it. As you can see by the pile of dead bodies all around and lying in a circular blast range, a rocket must have gone off here. But that has led green to go on the attack and see what's out there. I don't know how good the bombers can see this, but this is a stealth structure in a stealthed environment, so they might not be able to attack that, even though they flew directly over it. With the amount of SAM there, and missile ships, I don't think they're getting through there by air. However, they might not need to. There's a good amount of units on the ground. Oh, actually, no. The SAM units are taking out those transport jets, and the commandos are coming in. I think they might actually take that SAM unit out. There we go, there's one down. And it's just 1 versus 2 SAM. I think the commandos are going to go down. Yellow's just building up their forces once again over in this section. And it looks like blue has enough money to go for a second rocket now. At this point in the game, I did say that I think Alpha Team might end up being able to pick up the pace when it comes to economy. However, I don't think the Alpha Team's actually focused a lot in economy. I think they could have, but I mean, it is only half hour into the game. I think the enemy has put in a lot to the economy, especially yellow down here. We have a fair few industries. They probably could turn that into a city soon. Let's have a look at what their money's like. Yeah, they could probably do it very soon, if they decided they wanted to. And blue down here doesn't have a city yet either. I probably would have invested in a city instead of a rocket. And now we've caught this rocket on the move. Should watch it in slow motion. No, I'm joking. It'll take a while. The rocket actually does get shot down with the SAM here and in this position right here. The rocket didn't actually land, which is kind of unfortunate for blue team because they don't really have that much space. They kind of need to advance soon. They probably should save up both rockets, save up for a naval invasion, and send some units over here after blowing it all up. That's kind of what I'd do if I was them. On the other hand, red team is stopping the commandos from trying to get in and around the back of their base. But we seem to be stuck at a standstill for the game for a bit, so I am going to speed it up a little bit more, I think. Both players fully content on just building up right now. So let's push on through until we see something happening. Looks like blue is ready for the naval engagement, and red is on the move with some commandos up here and aircraft, and they're going straight for this energy well to try and stop any reinforcements from coming in. We have a fair few submarines coming into the side here. We have an aircraft carrier. I think this is the first one I've shown an actual aircraft carrier in a video. So here we go. We can see how good it looks. Backed up by all these cruisers, and well, I think there's only a few cruisers. But this engagement is possibly not going to last too long. Both players are going to be struggling with energy, as TheWatcher only has 2 energy wells, and Zito only has power plants to run it, but has a lot of power plants, to be fair. He's got tons. TheWatcher is planning on winning this engagement, as he's already got his units moving out this way and will probably bring over some transport boats to send them across very soon. But he's got to be very careful, as there are 2 rockets that, to be fair, they can't see. What can they see? Let's have a quick look. So they have run out of energy, luckily just in time for them to get into the right place and defeat that army first. They do see these rockets, and from their perspective they're both built, even though they're actually not. Oh, actually, no, they are. I was wrong. I thought this one was still under construction. Over here it looks like they failed to manage to destroy this energy well unless it's been rebuilt. But I think that'll be a bit too fast, even on ×2. And at this point, red's navy force is trying to come down, but it's been blocked off by Bravo team submarines. The rocket is going to be fired. Air units have been called in to try and take out this navy, but they might actually get caught off by this nuke as they fly across. I could be wrong. I don't know how far they're going to get. But he did short fire that rocket. He takes out the SAM that are right there. Yellow's navy are now coming in to try and take out this location. If both these players lose their navies, because blue doesn't have one right now, not really. He's got some transports coming in. That's actually really sneaky. Even though he's lost the navy, he's using his transports at the bottom edge of the map to try and send some commandos in. Oh, we got another rocket coming in. It's going to take out this navy force. Might have fired that a bit too far, but he does take out pretty much all of the ships, bar 3 cruisers here. And we do still have the aircraft carrier just there and some submarines hidden in the water just here. Now red's navy are coming back down. The rest of it, both players' navies now, or both teams' navies, are pretty much destroyed or too damaged to fight a battle. But yet blue is down in the bottom of yellow's base and is pushing forward. Yellow has a city now, so they must have a fairly sizable economy. And blue still deciding not to go for a city, but has a ton of energy. It looks like red's on the move as well. So we got some units coming in to the north over here. This is more than just a defense force. I think these transport boats are going to be sending them across soon. Unfortunately, I think some air units are on their way. I think I saw the lines, or could that be going the other way? We'll find out soon. I'm going to speed up the process for a little bit. I think the main action going on right now is The air units going on over here, some transports attacking, and it looks like yellow is finally going to try to invade. There isn't much blue can do down here. If they actually land, they haven't really got much of a ground force to fend them off, so he has to stop them from landing, which he's trying to come around right now. He's building up some forces down here, but I think he's going to be trying to just send his commandos in as fast as he possibly can to try and take out or do as much damage, more than the enemy can do to him. It looks like blue and yellow are going to be ending this with a base trade, as red team are rushing around seeing what they can do when they invade over here. They do invade right into some sandbags, so these units are already in defensible positions, and the air force is being called in, so he's still focused on trying to take out this energy well, as some commandos come in and try and take out from the back. He spots this. He's trying to move his commandos down this way instead, just try and get them in somewhere undetected so that they can have a good look around. Let's have a look at the blue side of it over here. He's taken out some of these structures here after his units came in through here, but unfortunately he's ran into a wall of infantry and they are going to stop him here. Unless blue can spot that and actually change up his tactics there. A rocket comes in anyway, and it looks like it's going to take out a lot of SAM units. But over here it looks like Red's invasion is not being that successful right now, but he does have a lot of artillery moving in. And the artillery, if they build up in enough numbers, they will be able to take out all these infantry. I'm not quite sure if he's got enough yet. We're going to have to find out by just checking on that later. Over down here we do have the invasion coming in from yellow, but it's not been successful. Blue has managed to stop them. I say it's not been successful actually. I didn't see how many had landed. I thought he'd actually blocked them, but I was wrong. He's got loads coming in here. Commandos are trying to stop them from getting more of these structures, but they do take out this. And he's trying to build on the land right now. It's got some barracks there, but over on this side we have some barracks on their island too. Red, on the other hand, are they managing to break through? Backed up by the air units, they are managing to get a lot of units in there, and these infantry are lining up towards this defensive line, but they're not actually moving forward to attack these artillery, so the artillery are pretty much getting some free kills here. The main threat is coming from these orange circles where they got the infantry that can advance. But both players using their air units to their advantage. I'm just trying to check around, see what's going on. We've got blues using some transport jets. Oh, that's green, sorry. And it does look like there isn't that many units left for Zito on his main land. But there isn't that many left to fight either. I think he can handle it eventually. He has his navy in place now, so there's no more reinforcements apart from these structures, but they're being taken out by the artillery. We have 2 more rockets, one nearly ready there. I think he can pull back from this. Especially as he does have some land over here. Which it doesn't look like Watcher is actually trying to stop. He's just... Oh, actually, I can see what he's doing. He's going around the defensive line. That's actually quite smart. Instead of trying to go through it or trying to take the long route round, he's just got some bows. He's going to quickly jump in the back and take out that structure. Make it almost pointless being there. The rocket comes in again. Over in this section, probably taking out quite a large amount of army. I didn't see what was there. Pretty sure there was docks there. And it looks like Zito's still having some problems with some units there, but he's practically dealt with them by now. So both players are back in the same situation now. But Red up in the north has taken them out. And I'd say the problem here was this defensive line. Having infantry attached to this defensive line allowed them to just stay behind and get shot at, leaving the artillery free to just take out what they wanted. And these airfields can't really respond that much either, because the air units have interceptors put in with them as well. So as soon as they take off, they'll get shot at quite heavily. And it looks like he's given up. He can't take out this force in the north. And the Watcher right now is going to have to worry about blue right now, but he did manage to take out this section here, which was actually really good job at doing. Usually once they've got a bit of a foothold, it's hard to kick them out. But that was a very good way to get him out pretty quickly. However, he's on his own now, so he's got to fight 2 players. One of them's pretty much constantly attacking him with a large navy, and the other is going to be expanding for quite a while and will be a stronger player to fight later. But considering we're at the end of the match, it surprises me to realise that I'm pretty sure Alpha Team are the ones that have won this battle. The Watcher is not going to be likely to take over from this in that short amount of time. I actually thought Bravo Team were going to win this one. So OscarGrouch and Zito, absolutely great job at trying to break through and actually getting through both players at the end. You both were short on economy, so I can imagine your kill to death ratio would be quite high. And due to that, I'm going to skip forward towards the end of the match. So we're just going to put this on ×4. I'll put it at ×2. We can watch the Navy battle. I want to see the stats. So the rocket comes back in, takes up this section of the map. Pretty much everything they had just built, and they're going to be moving these units through that area. We have another rocket coming in to potentially take out these C units. And pretty much most of his own as well. So there we go. I think the Watcher's about to quit out. There we go. So now that the match has ended, I would like to kind of see how their kill to death ratios were, or at least cost of unit. It's just going to load the results. There we go. So Alpha Team units lost worth were 13,000, but Bravo Team lost 20,000. So they lost almost double in eco in their units that they actually spent, which is actually quite impressive to kill that many units. So yeah, that's when a player quit out, so we can see that. Anyway, I'll leave it to you. What stats should I look at when I'm at the end of these videos? You can let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time in another video. Thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe.